call? Yeah. Um, I just wanted to know, yes. Mr. Budnick's own correspondence on the date that he's alleged to have violated the no contact order? Yes. Did you get all of the correspondence from that date? Yeah. Now, actually, that really wasn't that angry of an email. I thought I'd make you some videos and I'd like you to watch them. Yeah. It wasn't really that angry. Phew. We can look at it because it's in the. I put it in a drive. I put it in the 778. Yes. Trees and videos folder 3. Yeah. I put the videos in there in the screen prints. Yeah. And then in the war crimes drive. Yeah. Let me see here. It's in the money folder, in the expungement folder, in the. I'm just going to look here. Yeah. Says that I was angry that you issued a protection order. It's in the money folder. Yeah. And then it's in the expungement folder. Oh. And then it's in the June 16th of 2017 evidence folder. Yeah. Local court rules for Jefferson County. Now, yesterday we got to about number 11 or 12. Yeah. Why don't we start with 061613? Yeah. Now let me see how angry this sounds. Because I have emailed some very angry emails, yes. But this seems like it's a little less angry than most of them. Now, Friday, June 16th, 2017 at 4:26 p.m. You kidnapped my sons and you are going to prison. Oh, doesn't sound that angry, really. Yeah. Chief of Police, June 16th, 2017 at 4:18. Yeah. Forwarded from Paul Heidi 2300. Yeah. All of these in law enforcement. There's Tennessee again. You're really upsetting me. Tennessee. 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 Now, I have not gotten an email, so watch the attachment, watch the videos on my YouTube channel. Yeah. Because I want the law enforced and I want the invalid protection order removed. Yeah. So that my sons in Maryland can live with me. Then we talked about that civil conspiracy or collusion. Yes. And then let's see, ex parte orders. Yeah. Where you can only issue them for 14 days. Right, right. And then some explanations. Oh, protection order. Here it is. Now, this is probably from the state of Washington or someplace else. Number 2, wait a second, protection order. A protection order issued by a state, tribal, or territorial court, yeah, is consistent with this subsection. Such court has jurisdiction over the parties and matter under the law of such state, Indian tribe, or territory. Now, reasonable notice and an opportunity to be heard is given to the person against whom the order is sought. Yes, sufficient to protect that person's right to due process. In the case of an ex parte order, notice and opportunity to be heard must be provided within time required by state, tribal, or territorial law, and in any event within a reasonable time after the order is issued, sufficient to protect the respondent's due process rights. Now, we did explain that in any of the event of police, yes, issuing an ex parte order, yeah, you cannot issue a permanent order unless there's due process. Yeah. You can't issue a 10-year protection order, Brent, using a forgery, yes. Using the fraud of saying that the respondent received actual notice of court hearings, yes. You can't issue a protection order that violates the RCWs, the VAWA, the PKPA, that violates numerous other international agreements, yes. And then I gave you a screen print. The law requires the order to say if the respondent received notice of the hearing and by what method. Now, just looking at it, the law requires this, yes. It requires it to say by what method the respondent received notice, yeah. Now, just looking at it, yeah, you did not mark any of the boxes that say what method was used. Now, obviously, it violates the law because the law requires you to say by what method, yeah, the respondent receives notice. Now, I know it's here someplace. Oh, see, this is the instructions on how to issue a protection order. Yeah. hmm You actually cannot refuse to mark any of these boxes. Yes. You can't refuse to mark that box. When you do that, it violates the requirements of the law requires the order to say if the respondent received notice of the hearing and by what method. Since the judge needs to verify service complied with court rules, timely and proper, the judge will probably complete this portion for you. Now, it was Brent Basden's obligation to look to see if actual notice had been given to me of the permanent court hearing. I did not receive personal service, service by mail, or service by publication. The respondent did not receive actual notice of the hearing. The respondent was not present at the hearing because the respondent did not receive actual notice of the hearing, and the law requires the judge to verify that the respondent received at least 5 judicial days prior to a court hearing, that the ex parte court order was only issued for 14 days, yes, and that you had protected my right to due process. Now, it looks like the judge, yes, refuses to acknowledge what the law requires. Now, I gave you a screen print and I gave you the instructions, yes, and the actual protection order says that timely and proper was not verified. Now, you want me to ask you to remove it? Oh, now sign the form. This is very important. Without the signature of the petitioner, it is not a valid protection order. The judge cannot arbitrarily decide to issue it. You have to sign the form. Now, look at, there's no signature of the petitioner. Oh, that's from the actual instructions on how to get one of these. Here's a forgery of the ex officio Superior Court clerk. And the violating of the use of the state seal from the state of Washington. Oh, it looks like if you read the actual instructions,